Hi there. Today I thought it'd be interesting if we did a video concept that I was hoping to do at the very start of the year, and then slowly as the months have gone by, it's just been pushed further and further back. But even if it's not the start of the year, I think it's still a cool concept and I think it's inspiring. So I wanted to share with you guys today my 2025 vision board versus reality. So over the past few years, I have been really big into vision boarding. They started off as tangible boards that I would create and cut out pictures or words out of magazines and then stick them all together and then put them up on my wall. And then I started last year deciding to create it on Canva and then set it as my laptop background because I'm pretty much on my laptop every single day. And so getting to see it first thing when you open up your laptop, it just felt like a great place to put it and to keep being very intentional, especially as last year I did a lot of traveling, so I couldn't really have a physical copy. I just love these types of videos. I hope you do too, and let's get into it. I have my laptop and my vision board here, which I'll be referring to, but you should also be seeing it on your screen as well. So this is my 2025 vision board, and every single year I like to pick a color and a word for the year that just to try and set the vibe and the intention for the entire year. And so last year I knew that I was going to be out of my comfort zone a bit, and so I picked the word courage for it. And then I just chose the color purple because that felt very strong and powerful and comforting to me. In the past, I've had words such as growth and green, or love and pink. This year my theme is abundance, but I'll get all into that vision board soon. And so I have lots of different things on this vision board, but I think the overarching thing that you can see is all of the travel ones. And now at the start of 2025, I had a lot of the trips in the works for me to go to. And so I was able to know that they'll be pretty easy ones to tick off of my vision board. But still, seeing them come to fruition, nothing like I've ever witnessed. And so my first big one was India, where I started out in the Taj Mahal, and I did study in India at the very, very start of the year, and it was just an absolute dream. And so that was a big moment from my vision board that I was able to tick off. In India, I also did a lot of vlogging, which I was lucky enough to keep consistent throughout pretty much the whole year, even if I wasn't actually starting to post consistently until about halfway through the year. And then towards the end, we really dropped off. But I was still filming all these incredible opportunities. And so I was able to do a lot of editing as well throughout the year. My next trip that I went on was a cruise to New Caledonia. And so I got to spend a lot of time in the beach, swimming and snorkeling and just having the most wonderful time. And I actually put in this photo here because I was going on that cruise with my boyfriend to really just signify us traveling together and it being a lovely time. But in the end, this picture actually signified a less planned trip that we took after I went to Japan, and I managed to get this picture pretty much in this vibe again when we went to Fiji. As I mentioned, I went to Japan, which happened before Fiji, and I actually spent 4 months living and studying in Japan, which was an absolutely crazy experience, but something that I am so grateful for and I think about daily. The friends that I made, the experiences that I had, it was just the most incredible experience ever. I also have a section up here because I try and section it up a little bit where I've got more personal endeavors, and then I had obviously pretty much half of my board was travel or content creation related, and then down here I had more of friends and hobbies. And so up here obviously there's a lot of stuff to do with grades and study because I still really wanted to try and apply myself as much as possible even with everything else going around. I also have up here running and some more healthy food. I did attempt to run a few times. It didn't last long. I think I have a total of 3 runs from the entire year, but I did download Strava and I tried my best. I also have this little picture here of just a girl on a little solo beach trip, and I wanted to put this in to highlight me doing more things on my own, especially even just going to the beach. Here where I'm actually filming now is where I used to live, and I did not have the courage to go to the beach by myself, even though it was 5 minutes walk down the road. And so I really pushed myself to be more comfortable and just give it a try. And I did a couple of times and it was an amazing, easy trip, but it was still something that I really wanted to work towards. And especially because I had so many trips coming up, I knew that I wanted to be better at just doing things myself. I obviously have reading as part of my vision board because I love reading, and last year I also started a series on my YouTube shorts about books I read each month, and I did really well, especially when I was in Japan. That's what I was doing majority of the time. I would read on the subway, and because I was on public transport a lot, I got through quite a few books, and so that was a really fun one and something that I always want to be prioritizing in my years. I also add in little cute words and just general kind of words of affirmation and just mantras that I want to incorporate. So I've got this one as part of my travel section, which was be bold enough to dream and brave enough to try. And then I've also got this one of if you don't take risks, nothing will change, and that is so important. And it really links in, I think, to these bottom ones here, which include me moving out of home because I knew that's something that I wanted at the end of the year. I also obviously have my cat, whom I love and who you see quite a bit on this channel, and I just wanted to have a little picture in there for her because I just love her so much, and obviously I want her to be part of my life and my vision all the time. And finally, I have this one of friends because it was really important for me. Even though I was traveling a lot last year, I wanted to try and be more intentional with the friends that I have and make time for them in between everything. But then again, linking back to courage, I actually ended up making some incredible friends both overseas and even back here at home, and I'm just obsessed with them. I love them all so much. I have a picture that I'll show you soon of friends who are overseas exchange students to my university, and we ended up going out quite a bit every single week after classes, and that was just one of the best traditions to create. I'm so sad that it happened in my final semester because it just brought me so much joy. It made balancing everything, even though it was another thing to add in, it just filled my cup and it made everything else more easy to do because I had been fulfilled in such a different way and prioritizing fun. And so I love my friends. They're such an important part of anyone's life, and so that was a big part of me and my year last year as well to be conscious of. I also actually have some side-by-side comparisons that I wanted to show. So the first was that friend's picture, and so here is a picture of two of my friends that I made in my final university semester on one of the little outings that we did together. They're so cute and it was just so much fun. Obviously, again, we had that picture of studying a lot, and that was majority of my year last year, even when I was in different countries. A lot of that was for study, and so here's a picture of me studying my Japanese when I was in Japan. Again, travel was such a big part of last year for me, so I had a lot of travel dreams come true in it. That included some incredible plane rides. The sunrise and sunset on planes, I can never get past it. Then I got to vlog a lot, and then when I was in Japan, I really started putting in the effort to editing and uploading that content, and that actually helped me get to this goal that I had here, which was 100 subscribers, and I am so grateful that I got to this literally a day or two before the end of the year, which was absolutely gobsmacking. I was so happy. I'm so grateful that 100 people even want to be seeing me and getting updated about when I release things, so I was just so grateful, and that's one of the goals that I was being ambitious about, and the fact that it came true, I'm just so appreciative of all of you for. Then we had that special moment of what was supposed to be from our cruise but ended up actually being on our extra trip to Fiji, which was such a special one, especially after we had done 4 months long distance. And then we moved in together at the very end of the year. It was so lovely and just such a nice way to end the year, especially after such a chaotic year, and knowing that we got to end no matter how far apart we were together completely was so special. Oh, and I can't believe I didn't even acknowledge, at the end of the year, I technically graduated. Now, I had my graduation ceremony this year, but I finished my classes, I passed everything, I officially have my degree, and so I was able to pop this picture in too of me with my special robe and my cap and my flowers, and that was just such a, again, another momentous occasion. 2025 was filled with a lot. It was a crazy year. It filled me in so many ways and it also drained me in so many ways, but we got through it and I'm so grateful for it. But then I did have to start thinking about this year, 2026, which was never going to be anywhere close to last year. There's still a lot of new things. It's such a crazy new chapter of my life, but it didn't have as, I guess, tangible and crazy breadth as 2025 did. That being said, here is my vision board for 2026. So my color for 2026 was like a nice deep red, and my word for 2026 was abundance, because I knew that I was going to be setting down new roots. I was living out of home for the very first time, and I just wanted to try and create a foundation which a lot could grow from. I've got this section here which is more focused on me and my relationships and fitness. We've also got this down here of more activities, because I'm now in a city. I have a lot more access to different things to do. Over here is more friendships related things, and then a little bit more of content creation down the very bottom. And so we'll start up at the top. I wanted to add in these words of saying taking care of you is productive, because especially with last year, one of the reasons why I was so drained was because I was doing so much, and I really struggled with seeing taking care of myself being productive. I'm always trying to do the next quote unquote productive thing, and so I wanted that to be a focus this year, to slow down and to let myself do a lot less but have more quality things going on in my life. And part of that is being really conscious of taking time for myself and making sure that I am not overloading myself and that I'm just having unproductive days every now and then. I put in here a picture of weights. I want to be working out more, and this one has been tricky for the first half of this year. I started off working out in a gym, but when I started working full time, I realized I wasn't actually making it to the gym, and so it just didn't work with what I was able to give it. I would get home very late, and I was already waking up quite early in the morning to be able to get to work, so I couldn't fit going to the gym in my schedule as much as I wanted to. And so since then, I have shifted to now just working out at home, which is great because I can get home and work for like 15-20 minutes every single day, and that's been working so far. It's still tricky to find the motivation, but I'm still really dedicated, and I want this second half of the year to really focus on prioritizing that, because it just makes me feel so much better. I haven't yet been able to make it too much to extra activities. I'm still getting my head and my energy levels around working full time and just catching up on living every weekend. And so while I haven't been out and about as much as I want, I'm looking forward to doing so more in the second half of the year. So some of the goals that I do have is to go to art galleries or the theatre again, and really prioritizing those sorts of moments. I have down here a job offer letter, which I did end up getting. Not so much for like the job and the career that I was expecting at the very start of the year, but I'm still grateful for it and I'm loving what I'm doing at the moment. I obviously have in here some more things about content creation, so more editing, which I've been doing, and I have been so proud of myself. I have been posting pretty much every single week long form videos, and then now multiple times a week short form videos, and I'm so proud of that, and I really want to keep that up for the next part of the year, because I do actually have a very ambitious goal this year of 250 subscribers. We'll see how I go and if it keeps growing, because I know consistency is a big key of it, and so that's what I'm trying to do, and if it pays off like that, then it does, and if not, that's okay too. But I'm just loving the community that we're building, and I'm so grateful you're along for the ride. I also have on here a lot of different games. So I've got a chessboard, I've got Monopoly, and that's because I really wanted to be trying to take some time away from screens, especially in my relationship, and instead of watching a movie every single night, we're playing different board games, and we are having so much fun with it, playing different games of Monopoly and Uno, Scrabble and Bananagrams, and so I'm excited to see our board game collection grow over the year and just see how much time we do use it, because it's a really fun alternative that makes me feel a lot more connected, and it's just really fun. I forgot that I put in a lot of different hiking and camping and bonfires, and let me tell you, I have not only not done any camping, I don't have any camping equipment. I haven't been prioritizing the budget to save up for camping equipment, and the couple of times that I have considered it and looked around, it has not seemed very possible with my schedule. Hopefully, I don't even know if I want to go camping at this point, but maybe if not camping towards the end of the year, I do end up having a bonfire with some friends, or I know that a lot of this was just wanting to reconnect with nature, and then have a lot of friend time. I also have pictures of girls at the club, and so that's still definitely possible. I haven't done that yet, but I'm getting plans to. But I still think it's possible to have these pictures and the meaning behind them met, but I don't think it's going to be so as clear as some of my things were last year, literally having the exact same pictures as what was on my vision board. And that's okay, I'm happy with that. I made this before I had a job or knew my schedule or knew my budget, and that's all right. I hope if you have a vision board or you're in the process of making one, it's going well for you, and you also have already been hitting some things that you want to hit, and you know that it's possible to in the future. And one of the biggest reasons why I'm still putting out this video now, even halfway through the year, we don't need to make vision boards for the whole year at the start of the year. We could do them seasonally. You could start one in the middle of the year, or do it on your birthday and say, this is what I want to do for the whole of this time of my existence and age. This is just the way that I like to do it, and if it's motivating or inspiring to anyone, I'm so glad. But thank you for watching this video. I will see you next time. Bye.